Wai O Manoa, the waters of Manoa, reminds us of our responsibilities and our kuleana.
My name is George Arizumi. I was born and raised in Manoa Valley.
My name is Robin Odagaki. I live in Manoa like about 50 years or so.
I'm Len Miyazaki. I was born and raised in Manoa. For me, I did a lot in the stream. I can't imagine what types of things we would have done back then if the stream wasn't there.
We used to go fishing and catch all kinds of freshwater creatures, you know, there was so much more and bigger medaka, those common gray fish that live in there. And the hardest thing to catch were these freshwater eels. They were like 6 inches long, and we called them dojos. And we used to catch these things, and we didn't have fancy aquariums, so we used to raise them in 1-gallon glass mayonnaise jars.
Being a boy, I like to go down the stream, which is 1 block down the road. You just cross it and go down to this gully, and there was lots of tadpoles in the small little stream, make lots of dams. Make little cans in there, build it up, and then pull the rock out of the dam and watch all of the water flow out. And it's good to build them up and then bust them and watch all the water flow.
My teammates and I would go up into the valley, pretty far up to a place where there was an area that was kind of like a little pool, maybe 6 or 7 feet deep. Area was really nice. The water was clear, so clear that you could pretty much see to the bottom, and it was clean enough that, you know, we drink out of it.
But our favorite place was to swim in this swimming hole called Girls Pond, which was just downstream of the Woodlawn Bridge where Longs is today. And nature had carved out this deep, wide section, and we would hang out on the banks there and swim in the stream. And we just had a lot of fun on the weekends and in summers, you know, just hung out in the stream and played.
It isn't safe to play in Manoa Stream anymore. That's because now it's polluted with trash and chemicals that have found their way into the stream. Besides making the stream more dangerous to play in, pollution has killed many native plants and animals that have once lived there. What most people don't know is that a lot of pollution is caused by things they do in everyday life.
People are impacting the Manoa stream and most streams in Honolulu by yard wastes or basically their behaviors. And that includes washing their cars, yard clippings, yard waste that it gets into the storm drain. Some people actually throw it over their back fences and into the stream. The types of detergents they use on their cars, on their homes, washing windows, those types of things, household products.
One would think that if you applied materials to your yard, fertilizers or pesticides to your yard, they would not go anywhere. They would remain there. But what happens is the runoff during heavy rain events, which goes into the streets, ends up in the storm drains, which feed directly into our streams and our bays. In Hawaii, storm drain waters do not go to sewage treatment plant. They go directly to water bodies. So what you do on your own property, if it runs off into the street, ends up in our waterways. When people over-fertilize their lawns with all good intention, some of that runs off, and those fertilizers make the grass and the plants grow. But they also make the grass and the plants that are in the streams grow. And in the streams, the grass is called algae. And the algae will begin to bloom. And the big problem with that is that if you have an algae bloom, when those algae die, they will end up consuming a lot of the oxygen that is in the water during the process of decomposition. What can happen is as the streams develop more and more algal blooms, the oxygen levels go down so low that it ends up turning more into a marshy swamp type of an environment. And so you don't have that pretty running stream with clear water. So the waters will get very dark, choke full of algae, and we lose much of the aesthetic beauty, and we can get some foul smells from decomposing materials. So we lose much of the advantage of the clean mountain streams that Hawaii is known for.
In the case of solid pollutants like paper, cups, those things that float, plastic bags, they end up in the canal, it's an eyesore, and then once it reaches the ocean, it washes back onto the shoreline. So people are walking along the beach. It creates a safety situation, a hazard. And then for fish and wildlife, plastic bags are extremely hazardous to fish and wildlife. And so those are the kinds of impacts that I think many people aren't aware they're having on our environment.
The stream can only be saved if Manoa residents make conscious efforts to stop polluting. You can do a few simple things to save the stream. Keep the area in front of your house clean of trash and leaves. Don't use too much fertilizer or pesticides in your garden. And have your pet take care of business as far away from the street as possible. This might not seem like much, but if everyone in Manoa makes these changes, it will make a big difference.
My name is Pat Avery, and I've lived in Manoa probably about 30 years. Well, we clean the stream quarterly, and somebody's got to do it, so Wai O Manoa has decided to take that on. There's so much nature down there, the little fish and the little plants and the beautiful rocks, and you know, it could be a beautiful, pristine stream. It almost is, but we've got to stop polluting it.
One person adds a can of paint to the stream. Well, multiply that by 1,000, you're going to have a problem. So if we reverse that, where each person begins to remove the things that they're contributing to unwittingly to the stream, I think we'll ultimately see a stream that's healthier. We as community members will be able to enjoy the stream better. Right now, that's not necessarily happening. If we're not careful, we don't pay attention, what many of us, or many adults, can remember as enjoyable times in a natural stream, many of our children won't ever be able to say that. And I think that would be a sad thing for our future.
It's pretty depressing to me that when I have kids, my kids won't be able to play in the stream because of the decisions that we've made, and it's going to impact them, so they won't be able to have the types of fun or do the types of things that my friends and I did when I was growing up.
I guess you have to accept that there's a change coming. You can't keep it all like grandpa days. You can't go back to horse and buggy, but what you can do is retard everything, make everybody aware so you can keep those special things special. Painoko'oi, but especially Manoa. There's a few valleys that are just real special, and Manoa's got to be one of them.
Every day we make choices that impact ourselves, our future, and the future of our children. If we take responsibility for our actions now and live up to our kuleana, individually and collectively, we can begin the healing of the waters of Manoa, and our children will once again be able to play in Wai O Manoa.